So I think there's a new strategy out there. I don't think this is happenstance. It's for the drive-bys to specifically to refer to Republicans as terrorists and suicide bombers. And, you know, folks, the last thing, I'm very uncomfortable giving these people any kind of publicity anyway, because nobody really watches them. And it's very frustrating for Cookie and Cookie's little helpers, because they, you know, most of this crap happens on MSNBC, and I've told them I really don't want to give them any. Nobody else watches them. Why should we give them any attention? And they get very frustrated because MSNBC is the best example of where all this crap is happening. It does happen throughout the left-wing media, but MSNBC is just where it's all codified, condensed, concentrated. Chris Matthews, I can remember when he once guest hosted the show. You know, he was sufficient that we could put him on here to guest host the program. That just wouldn't happen anymore. I don't know what's happened to the guy. I really don't. That whole network is loony bin. And it's a loony bin filled with people who are overflowing with uncontrollable rage and anger, unhappiness, misery. By design. This is their niche. They've chosen it. Chris Matthews said Tuesday it was scary that Republicans like Michelle Bachmann were willing to not face the warning signs about raising the federal debt ceiling and take the United States right off the cliff. His guest was the Senator Claire McCaskill from Missouri. She noted it was a misconception that raising the debt ceiling would permit Congress to spend more, which is... My brother went to law school with her. And I remember he used to say she was okay. They've gone nuts. I mean, it's a misconception? Raising the debt ceiling would permit Congress to spend more? Anyway, all we're doing is making good on the spending that's already occurred, she said. It's like they bought a new car and don't want to make the payment. That's a crock. It's not true. And then later speaking with Joan Walsh at Salon, who is also out of control. And these people are all part of the cabal that they, you know, Duke lacrosse case, without any evidence that those lacrosse players guilty as sin. These people were recently embarrassed on a similar type story. They all piled on. They were all wrong about it. I forget what it was. What, they defended DSK? No, I don't think it was DSK. I'll find out what it was. Anyway, Joan Walsh was a guest, and Matthews said Republicans' plans to hold a debt ceiling hostage until Democrats agreed to budget cuts was terrorism. Now, I say this in the context, okay, if we're going to suspend, what's his name, Halpern, for using the word dick, I'm just telling you, there is a lot worse and more incendiary language out there being used. This is dangerous stuff. I mean, it really is over the line. Tina Brown, Republicans are acting like economic suicide bombers. That was on MSNBC. She was talking to Mika Brzezinski. Tina Brown is the editor of the Daily Caller and Newsweek now. And Chris Matthews back, he called the Republicans the Wahhabis of American government, meaning that the Republicans are Muslim terrorists. Wahhabism is the militant Islam. And I'm just saying, this stuff is far more incendiary than what Halpern said. And of course, it's not civil. It just isn't civil, and we're supposed to be civil. Remember that? Obama goes out there to Arizona, Gabrielle Giffords thing, and talks about the need for all this new civility because these people lied about Sarah Palin being responsible for the shooter out there, and then me. And you got these guys making these kinds of comments.